Hey there kids, it's me, Safari Sam, and today we're looking at more Triops. That's right, trying not to interrupt this series with other Safari Sams like specimen shit. We'll get there. But these puppies are very cool. So we have a lot of them, as you can see. They're starting to really pile up. Just so many little friends that all share a lot of love. Now you're going to need about a gallon for each adult, and who knows how many of these puppies will make it to adulthood. It'd be great if they all did, and actually I was really expecting about 5 to make it to adulthood. There's so many in there, and some of them are really starting to outweigh others, really kicking them out of their weight class. But they are all doing incredibly well. You can see them messing with the limestone and shit, playing in the sand. It's all very nice. And I do want them to have a good, ideal home, which is why I've been working on this. This big boy here is going to be a temporary home for our Triops so that they can grow into adults, because the terrarium we got for them has just straight up not arrived. I can confidently say I do not know where it currently is, but it is not here. So yes, we've been letting this water sit for quite a while now, and it should be about the same temperature as the hatchery water, and it is the exact same well water. Hopefully we get that going well, but there's not just going to be Triops in there. They will have other inhabitants. We'll be sharing this aquarium with our snail friend here. Check it out! In the last video I asked you to help name him, and I didn't even look at your suggestions because I know what's best. So yeah, if you want to see what his new name is going to be, and if it actually is one you suggested, because that is possible, yeah, let me know. Well, I guess it doesn't matter, because I am going to reveal it at the end of the episode. So just stick around to the end of the episode, and you'll see if it actually is one of the ones you guys picked, or if it's something different. You'll just have to see. We have a lot to worry about aquarium-wise, including these. If you don't know what this is, it's a bag of shells I got a couple years ago. That's definitely industrial slag, so we're going to get rid of that. But these are all natural seashells and seashell fragments gathered from the Gulf Coast in Alabama. And I think these will make really good places for our Triops to hide until we can get them better, furniture. Before you say anything, I know Triops live in the desert, that's foam. I know Triops live in the desert, and I know goddamn well that they are not saltwater creatures. They won't ever see these shells in the wild. That's fine. They're just to make structures for them to hide on and things for them to crawl on. It's okay. We're just going to wash them all up, get the salt out of them and everything, and then we're going to see which ones might make good furniture for them. And for our snail friend. So we're going to do a thorough washing to kind of get stuff off them. Oh, a lot is already going into the sink. And we're using hot water. It's getting a little too hot for me, but we're using hot water to help kill some bacteria and things that might be on them, but we are also going to boil them. We now have all of our shells out and about, including some weird floating seeds that seem to be here for no reason. But I'm just going to try to get any salt and dirt and etc. Sand is really going to be the main thing, is sand off of them. And then we're going to boil these goils. Now I just went out to the storage shed and saw something that might be familiar to those who've been following the show for a while. This turtle shell. Yeah, I believe it's a box turtle or something. Whoa, do not drop this. Yes, I think if we boil this, I mean, I know it's pretty clean, but still I want to boil it. Hopefully that won't make it too brittle or anything. And then this will be perfect for them to hide under. They will really love this puppy. Also, I found this crystal that's really dirty. I'm just going to put it in with the shells, try to get it clean for me. Now I got this big old pot here, full of the same pure well water that we, use with the Triops and everything. So we are going to turn this puppy up to high and get that sucker boiling real quick. While that heats up, let's see what shells might be best for our Triops. They could easily hide under an oyster shell, but this feels, I don't know, too complete, and I guess it's also not very pretty, if you want to think about it. Now, this piece of a cockle shell would probably work pretty well. We're going to put it over there for a maybe. There's actually a lot of these beautiful sunset colored cockle shells, these Atlantic cockles. That's oh god, smells like fucking fish in here. We did do an episode on cockle shells, if you want to check that out. We have a big complete one that we did an episode on, but those might all be as good as it gets. That's a partial sand dollar. That's not really going to do much for them except maybe a pad to sit on. I don't really super want to do that. So we'll have to see what goes on. This one's a bit too worn out. I mean, I think it would probably work, but I feel like there might be an issue with this one, like something might come up. I don't know. It's a weird paranoia. I just want all these guys to be nice and safe in their broken cockles. There are also some mostly complete smaller shells. Those should do just fine. I don't think there'll really be much trouble at all if we just add a couple little things like that in there. I think we have enough cockle. Oh, that's cool. That looks like it was from a big snail shell. More sand dollar bits. You know, it's not really anything super special. A little scallop might be fun. Give him a little scallop shell. That looked like it was a fat scallop. That fucky little fucker curves in a lot. That was definitely a tubby scallop. There's a nice little scallop there. Missed in a chunk, but that's fine. We'll just kind of see how all these different friends do. There's a little tiny cockle. Let's take a gander. It's starting to boil a little. That's good. So I'm thinking I'll go ahead and throw in just a few of my favorite options for the shells. I'm not saying that I'll use all these, because I most certainly will not. But let me just... Actually, how about I don't do this like a fucking moron? I was just going to drop them in and let boiling water splash everywhere. Yeah, right, bitch. You can't catch Safari Sam off guard. There we are. And last but not least, infection or otherwise, just a few shells that'll really get us started. And why don't we also go ahead and pop in the big boy. Turtle soup, am I right, folks? Yo, can I help you, ma'am? I'm not ADRing this if your meows are all over it. Do you get what I'm telling you? Hi. Look at me. Look at me. This video's not about you. That's right, walk away. It's boiling right proper now. It's actually pretty funny, the bubbles keep coming up out from under the turtle shell. It's like it keeps coming up to fart or burp or something. Real juvenile comedies, about all I can manage, but yeah, they're boiling very well, and I got my little crab claws here to celebrate our crustaceans getting their new tank, eh? That's pretty funny, right, mates? Oh yeah, I'm a little puppeteer. Add me to the Puppeteers Union. Oh god, I'm dying. Oh fuck, I forgot to put our snail back in a temporary enclosure. Oh. Get that bread, King. I swear to God I'm funny. Looks like somebody took a big old snail poo on my freaking bread. In all seriousness, this guy's been living with me for a little bit now, and he is like not scared of me anymore. Like at all. And you gotta respect that. You gotta respect the snail. Now I've determined that the black gravel we have is too big for our Triops to reliably dig in. So I've made a trench right here in the front. And we're going to fill it with something that they can dig in. Does anyone remember the Paleopack videos we did? They were full of these microfossils. This is all substrate from a bottom of a river in Florida. And a lot of it's limestone, which these guys do need. So I think not only are we going to make a trench of this for them, but when their permanent enclosure shows up, this is what we're going to use in it. And voila! We have a Triops trench. Yes! This is very exciting because this will hopefully keep them digging in the front, but hopefully it will also ensure that any eggs they lay will be right here in the front, and maybe we can catch them laying those beautiful, beautiful little eggies. But until then, we're just going to have to wait. So clearly I need some better lighting to eliminate all this movement, but we'll deal with it. So first off, I do want to try to put in some of these shell bits, like that little guy there. I'm thinking maybe it just kind of makes a little cave like that. You see what I mean? Like just sort of a little space for him. But there will be more. For instance, if you just go over here a tiny little bit, there's another kind of hidey hole. We'll put this one kind of towards the side, give him a bit more privacy, and over just a smidgen more. I'll turn this one away from me completely so that they can hide even from me, their little papa. Hopefully that's enough shells for now. Once again, this is a temporary enclosure for these guys. Now I'm also going to take the turtle shell that we boiled, and I want to put it in this corner, but I want to kind of push it down into the gravel so that it's kind of open in the front. See what I mean there? And then let's pad down our microfossils so that they are all in a row. That's causing a bit of substrate to come up, but it should be okay. I think this turtle shell looks pretty goddamn great, and I cannot wait to introduce our little friends. Speaking of a little friend, now for this entire video you've all been waiting to find out this little guy's name, and I want to give it to you. So he's a gastropod, right? And gastropod means stomach foot, and he's a real tiny guy. So I was thinking we would call him Littlefoot, the snail. Plus, we got a lot of people that like dinosaurs on the channel, and that's just kind of pandering. Like it is. So we're going to pop him in our little aquarium and see how he likes it. Don't look at me like that. Come on, Littlefoot, you know you wanna. Well, Homie doesn't really seem to want to live in there. So I guess he won't be. I guess I'll be buying snails, which is fine. I'm just going to let him back outside. I thought all the snails could live in the water. I think I was fucking wrong. I'm filming these in batches. Like, I'm filming this before I release the last episode. So if you told me that in the comments of the last episode, I definitely didn't see it. This guy's shell, it's just so heavy. He can't seem to get up out of the water. And I don't know, I feel like this is maybe not his environment, and maybe I should just buy a snail, because this little guy just kind of seems to want to go back out. And it's raining, which is what I found him in, and maybe that's a sign that we should just let him back outside. I know that's anticlimactic. I'm sorry, Littlefoot. Well, I guess I'm not sorry. Well, I guess I am sorry. I mean, I'm letting you back outside. We're even, right? I love how he's not afraid of me anymore. He's been with me a bit, and he hasn't been totally submerged. I've had him in a habitat with a little water, and he's barely spent any time in it. So maybe I should have observed this sooner, but he is a good little guy. He is a good little friend. I do love him. Part of me just really wants to give him like a little micro enclosure to live in, but I think at this juncture, with us working on Triops, it's best to not divide our attention while they're still growing, and maybe we should just let him back outside. Listen to that goddamn rain. Yeah, Mother Nature's definitely calling for her little baby boy back, so Littlefoot is going to go back outside. Sorry, friend, I wanted to give you paradise, but I guess this paradise just isn't for you. It's a Triop paradise. And even then, I still want to give the Triops a lot more than what's in this tank. Once again, this is a temporary setup that they can grow larger in. That's all I'm doing. Anyway, I think that's it for today. I gotta go let this little guy outside in the rain. Thank you all very much for your support. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the cool links in the description below, Facebook, Twitter, etc. We're just gonna have to go to a pet store and get some fucking pet snails. We're just gonna have to go get some goddamn snails, and while we're at it, maybe we'll get some plants and whatnot as well. So that's it. Thank you all once again. See you all next time. Bye for now.